Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is Daily Race C here on Gran Turismo Sport. It was the Group 3 cars around the Nürburgring GP track. Now, as you're all probably aware from the thumbnail picture, things got a little messy at the ring. Now, before your mind start running a mystery, don't worry, it's all good. It was just a bit of a pants race, shall we say, from me. A little bit messy, but we carried on. We pushed through. We got through it. Now, if you're new here, please do subscribe, like, and click that little bell notification. We are super close now. I think we're at 98 subscribers. 2 more subscribers. Can you be those 2? I hope you can. So, without any further ado, let's jump straight into the race. Okay then, so we are qualified here in second place with a 154.130 and a mixed lobby full of A's and B's because my DR took a little bit of a tank. I'm sort of borderline now back onto the B level, so I think I was at 30,500. As we come into the first corner here, the Beetle goes very defensive and I run ridiculously deep. And as we come here, we have a look coming together here. Now, probably my fault that, so I let off the throttle there. I just very gently let off the throttle, let him back past because I feel like I did sort of come across onto the racing line to take that apex and just collided with him. So I gave the position back. As I don't know whether he wasn't looking there, but he nearly veered straight off the track, which was pretty crazy. Now, I picked the Aston Martin for this race because that's what I set my qualifying time in. But what I didn't factor in is the tyre wear and how, well, the Aston's not bad on the tyres, but it's certainly not great. And I went for a little bit of a different tactic. So you'll see the tactic unravel, and in hindsight, thinking about it, it was totally wrong. But at the time, it seemed a pretty good idea, so I thought I'd do it, and yeah, well, it pays off slightly. It pays off very for a fraction of time, and then it doesn't pay off. As we run deep here, and we have to let the M6 past, because there's no way we were defending that. We missed the apex, run insanely deep into the corner. Now, the BMW was a little bit shaky there on the exit, so I got a better drive out of him, and we're managing to battle for a second again. But coming into this chicane, what's going to happen here? We've got the outside line, we've got the inside for this one. We just cut that corner just right so we don't get a penalty. Absolutely lovely. We're back in a second. Happy days. Now we've got a gaggle of cars behind us. We've got we've got a Beamer, a Jag, a couple of other cars there. We are all seriously bunched up. The Beetle slightly got away, but top end on that Beetle is not great, so we are going to catch him on the straights. And again, we come in mega late, but I see that Jag in the mirror dive bombing, so I didn't want to turn in, because if I would have turned in, he would have whacked us clean out, so I couldn't turn in when I wanted to, so I had to stay straight and let him come swooping in, which unsettled me massively. And in the process of all that, I've lost 2 positions here, one to the Jag, and the BMW has now got past me yet again. I've now got a BMW up my chuffer, trying to get in the passenger seat of this car. So we run deep here, and yeah, I've got no option but to let him pass. So far, lap 2, we've gone from second to third, back to second, and in the space of half a lap, we've gone down to 5th. So yeah, so it's like I said, we got messy at the ring. As the Beetle gives us a little nudge there, we run wide, and he gave us a little nudge anyway to sort of say, well, you could probably go a little bit wider. So yeah, so I did. So as you can see, I started on the mediums, even though I qualified in second. Started on the mediums because I've seen a few races from other YouTubers, and I've seen quite a lot of times where people on the softs have come good at the end of the race because they're on that quicker compound. So this was part of my strategy, was thinking, right, save the softs to the end. But then I also had a thought of doing an undercut. I was probably, thinking about it now, on the wrong tyres to be doing that. I should have started on the softs if I want to do an undercut, because an undercut means that you're going to do longer stint. Your second stint's going to be longer than what it normally should be. These are all things that I'm realising now, which is kind of a little bit too late, shall we say. So we're going to skip to lap 4. Now we've caught up to the 2 Beetles, as they get a little bit tasty coming through here. Now it's like a, oof, that one there comes, he did what I did in the first lap. He just sort of come over onto the racing line to make that nice wide apex and collided with me. Now we've got a Beetle in front of us, 2 Beetles behind of us. If I'm not mistaken, this is the cast of Bug's Life. So we know we've got the pace on all 3 of these guys in the straight, but through the twisty section, that Beetle is an absolute beast. And this Aston is a pig around here. Great in time trial mode, but with tyre wear factored in, it's yeah, it's a bit of an old boat, shall we say. It's a bit of a heavy girl. So we're up into P4. It's not looking too bad at this point. I wasn't expecting great things from this race, to be honest. I really wasn't. I will be honest. But this track has never been something I'm good at, and I like the layout of it, and I like everything. I think it's great, but I can't string it together here for some unknown reason. I don't know. I tried about 4 or 5 different cars, and I couldn't get any of them any quicker than a 154. Optimal was coming out about 153.7 or 8, I think. But I just couldn't put all 4 sectors together. As you've seen, lap 4, and how many mistakes have I made? How many little times have I run wide or run deep or gone over the curb too much? As I think this Beetle is about to show for the inside here. It does. My goodness. I mean, let me know what you think of that move. I mean, he did pay the price there. Now, ooh, see, lap 4, coming in the pits. We've got 2 cars behind us coming in the pits. Let's have a look at their tyres. Well, we've all opted for the mediums, so they must have all been on the softs. So I'm not in this alone, which is a good thing to know. At least I'm not the only one that was doing this strategy. Now we skip to the end of, well, to the beginning of lap 8, should I say. Now this silver Beetle here, GT Sean, the guy who absolutely sent it on us in the chicane. He's managed to get past us, but he's struggling. As you saw there, he ran insanely wide. How he didn't get a penalty, I know you can take liberty. Oh my goodness, mate, how did we survive that? But that, yeah, how did he not get a corner cut penalty for that incident anyway? But anyway, he couldn't keep it in a straight line, and after we collided there, I watched the replay back, and he bounced off me and just hit the barrier. And I was, in my head, I'm thinking, I'm going to get a penalty for this, because he's made contact with me, then he's gone off the track. The game's going to think it's my fault. But luckily, the new penalty system, it seems to have fixed that issue. So now we're going to fast forward here. We'll fast forward all the way to, where are we going to get to? Are we going to stop it at lap 9? I think it starts getting a little bit tasty, because we're up into P3 here. Now, as you can see, it's like as if I don't want P3. But in all seriousness, when that happened, I thought the steering wheel had broke. My steering wheel broke, because I turned in and nothing happened. There was no response. And again with this corner here, I ended up in the kitty litter, and one of the Beetles gets past me. But the tyres, these softs, I literally had 0 grip, nothing. I'm now hanging on for dear life. So we're down in the 4th. We've got a Mercedes behind us, all over us like a rash. I've got no chance of catching the German there in the Beetle. As again, we run wide here. He looks for the outside. I sort of defend it slightly. I position my car just in the right place that he can't. We get 2 wheels in the gravel here, which slows us down. Now he is gaining on us, that dude behind us. He is gaining hard and fast. Now I'm going to try and defend going into this corner. I don't normally defend. I'm normally sort of laid back driver. Just like, if you're going to get past me, then I'm going to let it happen. So we're going to switch to the cinematic view. Now we're going to stay in this view to the end, because the gaggle of cars builds up behind me, and it's ridiculous. So what we've got here, we've got the Mercedes, we've got a Beetle, we've got another Mercedes, we've got a Lambo, we've got a Porsche. I think that's a Peugeot. And there's me, little old me in the Aston Martin, leading the pack, as the Mercedes here absolutely sends it into the first bend. Gives me no room, gives me no option but to run wide myself. A little bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of a dubious move here. While this Beetle here, this red and yellow Beetle, absolutely all over the place, just skidding around. Now, you can't see it in this clip, but he actually has got a second penalty here. So I'm thinking to myself, right, just stay behind him, stay out of his way. The penalty line's coming up in a minute. Just get it over and done with, we'll overtake him. And as we can see it, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars here, battling for fourth or fifth, I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we're battling for fifth. Now he's going to serve his penalty. We are all going to drive straight through him, Mr. Invisible. So now we've got half a lap left. This is, I can remember at the time, I'm thinking, my God, just hang on, Blanksy, you got this. Just drive your lines, ease on the brake, ease on the throttle. The tyres don't want to know. The tyres have given up. They gave up about 2 laps ago. But just hang on in there, you can do this. As we're coming in to this left-hander here, the cars here, we are literally, look at us, we are in a big old chain here, and we've got this great big back straight to go down, which is great for slipstream. Now there's 6 of us here, us 3 here at the front, we're slightly broken, but this Mercedes, I'm gonna go to mega defensive here. Now I let off the brakes here, I roll the brakes off just in time so that he can't make the turn. And I make the apex on that corner, we defend that corner and that position absolutely to a dream. We're going to come around this last bend and we're going to take 5th. Now we qualified 2nd, yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, we dropped a few positions and it was a very messy race, lots of incidents everywhere. But I'll take 5th. After them last 2 laps and coming off twice, getting pushed around a little bit, I will take 5th all day long. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. It was pretty fun, it was great to commentate over, and remember, if you're new here, please like, subscribe. Let's really go for it, let's push the channel. We've got 2 subs away from 100, let's do it. Thank you all, God bless, stay well, stay hydrated, and I'll see you all in the next one.